Some of you here may recall that in consultation with political parties, we replaced the manual process for the submission of the list of agents with a digital platform. We have done the same for accreditation of observers and media organizations in consultation with stakeholders. On our own, we have also replaced the manual process of recruiting ad hoc staff with a digital platform called the INEC Press. All these activities are now done electronically on a number of dedicated portals. This has simplified our processes and reduced costs for all stakeholders. However, after harvesting the details of polling and collation agents uploaded to the portal for the Edo State election, we discovered that there are compliance issues with regard to the quality of uploads, particularly as they relate to the images of polling unit, ward, and local government agents. This problem cuts across all political parties, despite the fact that this is not done for the first time. And in keeping with our practice before major elections, we trained officials nominated by political parties and also set up a help desk if any political party needed assistance. I want to emphasize that there will be no going back to the manual process. It is gone for good. Already, observer groups and media organizations are in full compliance with the digital procedure. Political parties cannot be an exception. You must do the needful instead of constantly complaining of shortfalls in the number of accreditation tags supplied for your agents. We will only produce tags for uploads that meet the requirements of our regulations and guidelines. The Commission is determined that your agents at polling units and collation centers must be identified by name and their photographs clearly printed on their accreditation tags duly authorized by the Commission. We have also added a QR code on each tag for easy identification and authentication of your agents at polling and collation centers. Matters arising from the recent uploads will be discussed at this meeting. The Commission is aware that we are in the middle of an electioneering campaign in Edo State. I urge you to continue to maintain decorum and civility in your campaigns and fully comply with the Commission's regulations and guidelines for the conduct of rallies and processions. So far, no political party has submitted to the Commission the dates and locations of your major campaign rallies and processions. But some of you are quick to complain of incidents when they occur. Doing so will enable us to better coordinate your campaign activities. Not for the first time, the Commission is once again enclosing in your folders for this meeting the regulations and guidelines for political parties, Part 4 of which covers the conduct of political campaigns, rallies, and processions. I welcome you once again to this extraordinary meeting. Information on the locations of our local government offices in Edo State is available on our website, and hard copies have also been included in your folders for this meeting. In the coming days, a number of other activities have been scheduled. On Tuesday, 10th September 2024, the Commission will conduct a mock accreditation of voters to test run the deployment of the beavers for the election, as well as the upload of results to the INEC result viewing portal, the INEC. 12 polling units in 6 local government areas across the 3 senatorial districts of the state have been designated as centers for the one-day exercise, which begins at 8:30 in the morning and ends at 2:30 in the afternoon. Detailed information on the locations of the polling units for the exercise have been uploaded to our website. Hard copies are included in your folders for this meeting. After consultation with the National Peace Committee, under the leadership of our respected former head of state, General Abdulsalami Abubakar, the signing of the peace accord for the Edo State governorship election will take place on Thursday, 12th September 2024 in Benin City. Supported by eminent members of the Peace Committee, the occasion will be presided over by the Chairman, General Abdulsalami Abubakar. You may notice that unlike the previous peace accords signed a few days to the election, it was decided to do so early this time around to enable the Peace Committee to monitor compliance with the court voluntarily signed by parties, candidates, and other critical players in the electoral process, such as INEC and the security agencies. So compliance will be monitored during the remaining days of the election. This will add further weight to the peace accord beyond mere ceremony, as demanded by many observers and even some of the political actors themselves. The signing of the peace accord will be preceded by the INEC stakeholders meeting to be held on Wednesday, 11 September 2024, also in Benin City. As usual, the meeting will be addressed by the INEC Chairman and the Inspector General of Police. It is an open forum for political parties, candidates, observers, and the media to interact with the Commission and the security agencies ahead of the election. I therefore urge you as leaders of political parties to note the dates for the INEC stakeholders meeting and the signing of the peace accord and mobilize your state chairmen and candidates to participate. Let me now turn to a matter that requires your urgent attention, and that is the nomination of polling and collation agents. Today, Wednesday, 28th August 2024, the collection of PVCs resumed in our 18 local government offices in Edo State. This will last until Sunday, 8th September 2024. We once again appeal to stakeholders for the sake of that meeting. The Commission informed you that before the forthcoming Edo State governorship election, we may invite you again for further consultation when the need arises. And if that happens, we express the hope that you will oblige us. Such a need has arisen, and I'm glad you have obliged us. It is exactly 22 days, 3 weeks and 1 day, to the Edo State governorship election. Campaigns are in full swing, and we have already implemented 10 out of 13 activities listed in our timetable and schedule of activities for the election. The most recent activity was the presentation of the voters' register, containing details of 2.6 million registered voters for the election. This was done on Tuesday, 20th August 2024, in our state office in Benin City. We are now left with 3 outstanding activities, namely the publication of the notice of poll, scheduled for Saturday, 7th September 2024, the last day of campaign by political parties, which is Thursday, 19th September 2024, and finally, the election day, which is Saturday, 21st September 2024. In addition to these statutory activities, we have intensified our engagement with stakeholders at state and local government levels. Similarly, voter education is ongoing. We have concluded the training of security personnel. We are finalizing the delivery of the few sensitive election materials. We are concluding arrangements with the land and maritime transport unions for logistics, the printing of triplicate copies of voters' register for each of the 4,519 polling units is virtually completed. the installation and configuration of the bimodal voter accreditation system machines to be deployed on election day is completed. Observer accreditation tags are being produced. The portal for media accreditation closes next week, and so far, 88 media organizations have applied by uploading the details of 698 personnel, journalists, technicians, and crew members to cover the election. We will soon commence the training of various categories of adult staff. Early this week, the Commission announced that out of 184,438 permanent voters' cards from the recent continuous voter registration, 125,920 PVCs, representing 68.3% of the new cards, were collected at ward level in Edo State in just 5 days. This is the highest rate of collection of PVCs since the introduction of the continuous voter registration for off-cycle.
Nigerians and international community expect improved elections. We urge INEC to remain neutral as umpire and ensure its electoral materials are adequate and ready for the task ahead, particularly the beavers and IRF portal. Certainly, the integrity of INEC is at stake. The Commission should justify the confidence citizens repose in it to conduct free, fair, credible, transparent, inclusive, and peaceful elections. The success of these elections will rebuild trust in the electoral process and boost voters' turnout. With good leadership at all levels of governance, Nigeria will regain its place as the great arsenal of democracy in Africa. Citizens will once more be proud of Nigeria. Thank you, as it listed. The Edo State Governorship election is 22 days away. On Saturday, 21st September 2024, citizens will troop out in mass to vote for candidates of their choice who will pilot the affairs of the state in the next 4 years. As leaders of political parties, this is our chance to restore confidence in the electoral process by ensuring the sanctity of the ballot box and respect the mandate of the people. After 25 years of uninterrupted democracy in Nigeria, we must get it right this time. The Edo State gubernatorial goals will be a litmus test for the Edo State government election scheduled to hold Saturday, 16 November 2024, which in turn give direction to future elections in Nigeria. As the umbrella body of all these political parties, IPAC is saddled with the responsibility of consolidating and deepening democracy by ensuring an environment conducive for successful elections, political stability, and peaceful electoral process in the nation. Accordingly, Council urges political parties and their candidates to invite issue-based campaigns that will unite the people and foster development and sustainable development. There is no place for politics of bitterness and violence that has impeded the nation's hard-earned democracy. It is time to change the narrative. It is time for patriotism. It is time to strengthen and deepen and advance our democracy. It is a collective task. In the quest for a strong, united, progressive, prosperous, equitable, and just democratic society. The good people of Edo State are willing to come out in mass and vote for their next government if the environment is conducive and their votes will count in the overall result. That is where the challenge is, and where IPAC will collaborate with other stakeholders, including INEC, the electoral umpire, security agencies, election observers, and the media to ensure that all votes are counted and reflect the wish of the electorate. The success of the election will drastically reduce post-election litigations as we reinforce trust and confidence in the electoral process, thus bolster voters' turnout. It will also save the democratic judiciary from undue intervention and interference in the election of winners of the elections. On the 8th of August 2024, the Inter-Party Advisory Council organized its first round to the role of judiciary in Nigeria's democratic sustainability here in Abuja, and a communique was issued thereafter to chart a way forward in the nation's jurisdiction. IPAC will continue to intervene in crucial national issues as we strive to build a better society. To further enhance the nation's representative democracy, political parties should adhere strictly to internal democracy as provided in their respective constitutions. We must live and lead by example. It is obvious that the failure to comply with parties' constitutions is the remote cause of crisis, leadership disagreement, factionalizations, and litigation that have retarded the development of party politics in Nigeria. We should be the solution we seek in advancing democracy in the country. It is easy to blame INEC, the electoral body, security agencies, and judiciary, when as leaders of political parties, we cannot comply with clear provisions of our parties, constitutions, and basic provisions of the Electoral Act and guidelines. It is time to jettison impunity and embrace internal democracy in our activities, particularly in the nomination of candidates for election. Concerned by numerous fake certificates presented by aspirants contesting various elective offices, worried by subsequent litigations and application of election results where resources have been put in as a result of fake certificates, thus denying political parties that fielded the candidates their hard-earned victory after due consultation. IPAC and the Chartered Institute for Forensic and Certified Fraud Investigations of Nigeria signed a memorandum of understanding at the Council National Secretariat of Abuja on Wednesday yesterday, with a view to verifying and authenticating aspirant certificate before the contest primaries of their political parties. IPAC took this bold step to restore sanity in the electoral process and effectively detect these fake documents that embarrass political parties and renew citizens and bring our democracy to disrepute. We must do everything possible to renew citizens' faith in the political process. This is our chance to build an enduring democracy and make Nigeria great again. This starts with a reliable, accurate, and updated voters register. It is hoped that all eligible voters were registered for the Edo and Ondo governorship election. Cleaning up of the voters register is at the heart of election integrity. This must be done to inspire public confidence. It is IPAC's tradition to engage in voters' education, sensitization, mobilization ahead of the governorship and presidential election. Council will collaborate with INEC once again in discharging this civic duty in the upcoming February election.